Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to have a short discussion, just a little research, just a little random research about corruption and cops. Just nothing to it, just move along. There's nothing to see here. All you gotta do is listen. We're going to look at the top 10 cities where corrupt cops and government extort and abuse law-abiding citizens. And what do I mean by that? I mean your hardworking, average citizen that abides by the law, have served in the military. These are teachers. These are doctors, lawyers. These are mothers and fathers. These are brothers and sisters. These are firefighters, ex-military, your average everyday people that pay their taxes, abide the law. Most have never been in trouble. But somehow, the government, the police, the system figures out a way to abuse them, to fine them, to overtax them, to manufacture charges against them, to bust down their door, break in their house, to falsify police reports, to bear false witness in court. Somehow these cops, the bad apples, the rotten tree, some kind of way they fall through the cracks. And it must be a massive crack where all these cops are falling through. And you notice that rarely is it ever a cop's family that have these, or government officials' family where these things happen to. Rarely. It's always a random person, male, female, a child, a student. These random cops just do bizarre things. They have very bizarre behavior. And you're like, no one can explain, like, why did you do that? I mean, you would think that at a certain point that a cop would like realize that is what I'm doing necessary for the safety of society? Or am I just being a dumbass clown? I mean, this is a question that these cops need to ask themselves. They need to have a meeting every morning. And they're meeting the chief of police or whoever, the captain, the lieutenant. They say, look, don't be a dumbass, man. Please don't embarrass us. Isn't that what your parents used to say when you went out to school, when you went out in public? They would say, don't embarrass me. But time and time again, these departments will allow these rogue clown-ass cops embarrass the whole department by doing dumb, stupid stuff. It's unbelievable. I know what it is, though. It's the program, and it's the collapse of intelligence in society as a whole. Where they hiring these idiots from society. These cops, they're very emotional. Not just the cops, the government officials. They're very emotional. They're very psychotic. They abuse their powers. They get emboldened. They have a grandiose personality. They want to give all these favors and all this stuff to their friends and family. Like, those days are coming to an end. As AI takes over, cameras are everywhere. We have watchdog groups that are watching you clowns perjure yourselves. You're indicting yourself. You got a camera on. I don't care. You can record me all you want. That's the idiot mind that you got to deal with these cops and government officials and their little cronies that they hire, and they they give them these little contracts and a whole bunch of BS over and over again. So guys, let's take a look at the top 10 cities with corrupt clown cops and corrupt clown government officials. Hold on, guys. Okay, guys, here we go. Cities where corruption in law enforcement and government has led to abuse of power and extortion against law-abiding citizens often become infamous due to scandals. Due to scandals. Now, I'm not talking about gangs and thugs. I'm talking about law-abiding citizens that get caught up in these government cartels. They number get pulled, and it's your turn to get abused. That's just how it is. And the government officials are so obtuse that they don't realize that, like, what you're doing is going to catch up with you. These people have friends and families, and they don't care because they have mental illness, because the intelligence in this country has collapsed. Okay, guys, yes, the intelligence in this country has collapsed. I think we've reached a point of Anthropocene. Look at what Anthropocene is when a society, when humans have reached a point on Earth where their existence on this Earth is destroying not only the Earth, but the minds of the beings on this Earth. And they're starting to destroy themselves and collapse. I think that's what's happening. Anthropocene, look it up. Okay, guys, let's read. Chicago, cities where, okay, let me see where I left off. Law-abiding citizens often become infamous due to scandals, investigations, or public outrage. Here's a list of 10 cities that have been accused of such practices, along with notable examples. Chicago, Illinois. Chicago, Illinois is probably one of the worst cities to be in if you are innocent. If you are innocent, these 10 cities I'm gonna name are 10 cities that are hostile towards law-abiding citizens. These cities you should avoid visiting or moving to if you are a law-abiding citizen. If you're a criminal, if you're a legal immigrant, a criminal, a thug, a gang member, these are the cities that you want to go to. If you are a law-abiding citizen and you don't want your number to be randomly pulled from the corrupt pocket, the corrupt hat of the political magicians, then you do not want to go to these cities. If you don't want your number to be pulled from the corrupt hat of these political magicians, you do not want to go to these cities. Because these people are dangerous. Their cities are dangerous. Their cops are dangerous. They're all dangerous, guys. Let's continue. Chicago has a long history of police corruption, including the infamous John Byrd torture scandal. Now, people think, oh, a torture scandal, oh, that's in the Middle East. Oh, that's in Africa. Oh, that's somewhere else. No, it's right here, guys. It's right here, and it's been here for 500 years. Let's continue. Where officers tortured suspects into confessions for decades. For decades, they tortured innocent people into confessing to crimes they did not commit. Look up John Byrd torture scandal. Corruption within City Hall has also led to pay-to-play schemes and bribery scandals. Baltimore, Maryland. The Gun Trace Task Force scandal exposed widespread police corruption where officers planted evidence and extorted drug dealers and stole money from law-abiding citizens. Several officers were convicted in 2017. Those were the sacrifices. The whole department is corrupt. Let's continue, guys. Ferguson, Missouri. A Department of Justice investigation reveals systemic exploitation of citizens through excessive fines, fees, and warrants, disproportionately targeting African American residents for minor infractions. The police and courts were used as revenue generators. See? That's most cities, guys. If you live in Ferguson, Missouri, you've been warned. As an innocent person, you will be a target. They need criminals to be on the street to make their jobs relevant. That's why they give them bail. That's why they let them out. See? Let's continue, guys. New Orleans, Louisiana. Long known for police corruption. The first 5 words. Long known for police corruption. So this is not a surprise. Including officers participating in drug trafficking and extortion. In the 1990s, several officers were convicted of taking bribes and working with criminal organizations. Detroit, Michigan. Detroit's police force has faced repeated corruption scandals, including officers involved in drug trafficking, bribery, and cover-ups. In 2020, multiple officers were arrested for taking bribes to falsify paperwork for stolen cars. See? This is the intelligence collapse of society. And if you're in one of these cities and your number is pulled out of the corrupt hat of a political magician, you may be in trouble, guys. Let's continue. Miami, Florida. Miami's history of police corruption includes officers involved in drug smuggling and falsifying reports. In 1986, several officers were implicated in a scheme to plant drugs on innocent people and extort money from them. See? It's not good enough to plant drugs on the drug dealers. They got to plant drugs on innocent people. What kind of demonic mind does something like that? You gonna plant marijuana and cocaine and crack and heroin on a school teacher, on a nurse, on a pilot, on a doctor? Why would you do that? That's what I'm saying, guys. So if you don't want to get caught up in some scandal in Miami, don't go to Miami, guys. Don't move there. You can visit, you're taking a chance, but I wouldn't move there. East Cleveland, Ohio. In 2022, several police officers were indicted for extorting money from residents during traffic stops. See? And stealing property from people's homes. See? That's what I'm saying, guys. The small cities government and police department have faced consistent corruption accusations. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Here's another one. The Philadelphia Narcotics Squad was disbanded after officers were caught framing suspects, stealing drugs, money, and extorting people. And let me tell you something, guys. This is most large cities and medium-sized city police departments. Most of them. Throughout the whole country. And this is what the problem is, guys. We really need a national police. And all these police officers, all these police departments, they need to have a standardized set of rules. Instead of every single police department having their own policies and procedures and rules, that shit don't work. Because it leaves too much room for abuse and corruption. We need it to be standardized. Like, this is the only reason you can do this, or this is the only way you can do that. Not according to your own police policy. That's stupid. And then you have these city managers, and then the city lawyers, they corrupt. The Prosecutors, they corrupt. They sleeping with the cops, the men and the women. Let's continue. Las Vegas, Nevada. Several officers from Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department have been convicted for accepting bribes, aiding criminal organizations, and extorting citizens. Corruption in local government has also been uncovered, often linked to organized crime. See? Ben Harbor, Michigan. In 2008, a police officer and city commissioner were convicted of running an extortion scheme where they planted drugs on residents and forced them to pay bribes to avoid arrest. The city has a long history of government corruption. See, guys? So don't take the government's word over the citizens. If you get on a jury, you need to examine the evidence very carefully, because these guys, government officials, cops, they are known. Matter of fact, it's legal for them to lie to you. They can lie to you to your face, and it's legal. So don't believe anything a cop says. Just look it up. It is. Let me look it up. Hold on. Here we go, guys. I just asked the $1 million research lab. Is it legal for cops to lie to you? And here's the answer. Yes, it is legal for police to lie to you during an investigation. It says, but there are limits. It don't matter what the limits are if you don't know. While you've been investigated in the middle of the night on the side of the road, and they got you trapped, then they lying to you. Police can use deception as a tactic to obtain evidence or coerce a confession. And we just read where they was doing that. Creating scenes and coercing people to make false confessions. But they cannot violate your constitutional rights or legal standards. But they can deceive you or coerce you to make a confession. Some examples of what police are allowed to lie about include false statements about evidence. They can make false statements about evidence. They can lie and say, we caught you with credit cards or some fake checks or drugs. You want to go ahead and confess to it? And if you're mentally slow, if you're afraid, you may confess to the drugs. But it's a lie. They can lie about the seriousness of an offense or punishment. They can lie about that. So you got to get a life sentence. That's what I'm saying. You can't trust cops. I'm showing you right here. You don't have to believe me. I'm showing you right here. They can legally lie to you about just about any and everything. That's why they say don't talk to cops. Let's continue. They can promise leniency for waiving rights, which the cops can't promise you anything. That's up to the prosecutor. Lies about what others told them or what evidence reveals. You don't know. You're innocent. You're scared. You're a young person. You're 18 years old. You might be on the autism spectrum. You might be under the influence. You might not be in your right mind. You might be sleep deprived. There's a lot of things that may cause you to say something that you didn't mean. You might not know your right to remain silent. You may not know that you got a right to not let them search your car. They got dogs and cops and helicopters. They got you surrounded, and you're afraid. You may say something to incriminate yourself. You don't know that. You complete the fifth. See, guys, let's continue. Threats against family members. They can make threats against your mom. Let's say, we're going to go and arrest your mom. We're going to go and arrest your dad, your brother. We're going to put your children in the state custody. We're going to do all these things to you. That's intimidation. Those veiled threats. That's coercion. And you are under emotional duress at the time. See, guys, you can't trust these people. It says, however, police cannot use deception or coercion to coerce an innocent person to confess to a crime they did not commit. But the person may not know that they are innocent. They may be convinced that they've done something wrong by this coercion. And I know that sounds strange, but if you look up the case in New York City, where the Central Park Five confessed to a murder and rape that they didn't commit. 5 people confessed. See, so this is double speak. They said they can't coerce an innocent person. You don't know if you are innocent at the time of the interaction, because you are innocent until proven guilty. So you are innocent at the time of the investigation. See, so this is double speak. They say that they can't coerce an innocent person. You gonna coerce a guilty person? It makes no sense. So it says right here, if you are questioned by the police, you should remain silent until your attorney is present. You should always be aware that police can use anything you say against you. See? So it's a big scam. Cops, law enforcement, it is a scam. It's a trap to extort time and money and emotions from you. This is part of the matrix. They are part of the matrix. They are part of the machine to extort time and money and emotions from you. Okay, guys? So I'm just showing you how these people, this is them right here. This is them right here. They do not care about you. They don't care about your children. When I say they, I'm talking about the system, the matrix, Mr. Smith, the agents, the machine, the monsters, the gargoyles, the vampires, the reptilians. They don't care anything about you guys. So anyway, I know I went off on a tangent, but I was just talking about the cities that you want to avoid. You don't want to move there. You can travel there, but you got to be very careful. Like New York, like I would never go to New York. I would never go to New York. New York is on my ban list. I will never visit New York. The police department is too corrupt in New York. I would never visit that state. I don't want to drive through it. I don't want to fly over it, and I don't want to nothing. I'm just go around it. And it's a few more states and cities that I would avoid. If I had to drive through it, I would drive through it as legally fast as I could, like Mississippi, Alabama, the states that are still 100 years behind intellectually. You got to stay away from them places, guys. You got to stay away from them places. Okay, guys, that's it, guys. That's 23 minutes. I just wanted to, vent a little bit about these corrupt governments, the police, the cities that abuse innocent, law-abiding citizens. Again, like I said, if you are a criminal, child trafficking, drug trafficking, burglary, armed robbery, car theft, these are the cities that you want to go to. I just showed you. These are the cities that you want to go to if you want to be a criminal. Let's go through them again. Chicago, Baltimore, Ferguson. No, not Ferguson. That's not really. If you want to be a criminal cop, then you go to Ferguson, Missouri. But if you want to be just like a street thug, go to Chicago, Baltimore, New Orleans, Detroit, Miami, East Cleveland, Philadelphia, Las Vegas, Ben Harbor, and I might add Atlanta on there too. And I might add St. Louis, Missouri on there also. And I'm going to add Memphis, Tennessee on there also, if you want to be a criminal. See? So these cities are known for two things: corrupt cops and thugs. They go hand in hand. They need each other. Because there's no way for a criminal element to exist without a certain degree of, what's the word? Compliance. Not compliance. Acceptance. The cops gotta let it happen. Okay, guys, that's it for that video, guys. That is it. Now, guys, remember, to keep your life clean, keep your car clean, keep your body clean, keep your mind clean, keep your diet clean, guys. Drink plenty of spring water to flush out the toxins, the chemicals, and poison that's in your food supply. Guys, you are being poisoned. You've been micro-poisoned every day. And since you're operating in your lower self, you're also poisoning your children and pets. Guys, you've been psyoped. You're in the chemical warfare with the government. You're in a biological warfare with the government. You're in an information war with the government, with the matrix, the system, the machine, the monster. So you got to take control of your mind. You have to think for yourself. And you got to realize these people are not your friend. Don't let them in your house. Don't let them search your car. Try to stay away from them. They are not your friend. They're not here to protect and serve you. If you got a problem, make that your last call. Because you don't know what type of psycho cop that you're going to get to show up at your door. Even if you call them, they may come kill you. Because the intelligence and empathy of society is at an all-time low. Okay, guys? So, guys, remember, to download and deploy your anti-malware software, debug and unplug from the matrix. And until next time, guys, I'm Contraband777, and I'm signing off. Now go and conquer yourself. Peace.